Your side hustle is either thriving, surviving, or dying. There's no middle ground in 2026, and most of you are in the wrong category. Welcome back to Money in the AI Era. 2 weeks ago, we looked at whether $50,000 saved at 30 means you're behind. Last week, we broke down why the 5-year rule for buying a house is wrong. This week, we're answering the question that keeps coming up in the comments. If career stability is breaking down and housing math doesn't work, where do I actually make extra money in 2026? The advice you've heard for the last 3 years is some version of start a side hustle. Freelance writing, graphic design, print on demand, voiceover, translation, content creation. A lot of that advice is now wrong. Not because side income doesn't work. It still works. The categories that work changed. The math underneath them changed. And the platforms changed. Here's what the data actually says. Most of the side hustle advice you see online was written before ChatGPT. That matters because the freelance economy in 2026 looks fundamentally different from the freelance economy in 2022. A research firm called Bloomberry analyzed 5 million Upwork job postings in 2024. They found that freelance writing job listings dropped 33% since ChatGPT launched. Translation jobs dropped 19%. Customer service jobs dropped 16%. A separate academic study from Imperial College London and Harvard Business School found a 21% drop in postings for automation-prone work within 8 months of ChatGPT's release. Image and graphic design jobs dropped 17%. This isn't a recession, this is a structural shift. The categories that AI does well got compressed first, and the data shows the compression is accelerating, not slowing down. Every side hustle in 2026 falls into one of 3 categories: AI vulnerable, AI augmented, AI resistant. The first category is dying. The second is thriving, but only for people who adapted. The third is quietly becoming one of the best paid corners of the economy that nobody talks about. Let's walk through each one. The AI vulnerable category includes anything where AI now does the same work for less money. Basic content writing, standard graphic design, transcription, voiceover, data entry, translation of common language pairs, simple coding tasks, customer service chat. Here's the math. A 2026 rate index from jobbers.io, which tracked 487,000 freelance projects across 92 countries, shows the inflation-adjusted rate declines from 2020 to 2026. Transcription rates are down 35%. Data entry is down 28%. Basic content writing is down 18%. Basic graphic design is down 12%. Common language translation is down 10%. And here's the part that gets buried. A study published in Organization Science, an Informs journal, found that top performers in vulnerable categories were hit hardest. Every 1% increase in past earnings correlated with an additional 0.5% drop in job opportunities and a 1.7% decrease in monthly income. That means if you were the best writer on Upwork in 2022, you lost more income than the average writer. That's the AI vulnerable category. The floor collapsed faster than the ceiling, and the ceiling collapsed too. The AI augmented category is where most of the actual money is right now. These are gigs where AI makes you 10 times faster, but the client still needs a human to direct the work, make judgment calls, and own the outcome. Senior software development, complex copywriting with strategy attached, video editing with creative direction, marketing strategy, financial modeling, product design, consulting on AI implementation itself. Here's what the data shows. Upwork's first quarter 2026 numbers, reported on their May earnings call, showed AI-related work grew over 40% year over year. AI integration work specifically grew over 50%. Skills explicitly tagged as AI on the platform grew 109% year over year. AI video generation work grew 329%. AI workflow integration grew 178%. But here's the more interesting number. According to industry research, freelancers who adopted AI tools early now earn 40 to 60% more per hour than they did before AI arrived. Same job category, same client base, just used AI as a force multiplier instead of competing against it. 77% of freelancers in 2026 report using AI tools in their work. The ones who do report productivity, gains of 20 to 40%. The gap between AI-fluent freelancers and AI-resistant freelancers is now larger than the gap between senior and junior freelancers ever was. The third category is the one most online side hustle advice ignores. AI-resistant work is anything that can't be done remotely, can't be replicated digitally, or requires physical presence, licensing, or genuine ongoing trust. Skilled trades performed locally, in-person services, licensed professional work, original creative work where you own the audience directly. The Bureau of Labor Statistics employment projections for 2024 through 2034 show electricians growing 9%, with about 81,000 openings per year. HVAC technicians growing 8%, plumbers growing 4%, industrial machinery mechanics growing 13%. The median electrician earned $62,350 in 2024, according to BLS data. Top 10% cleared $106,000. Specialized electricians working on data centers, EV infrastructure, or solar are pushing well past that. Now I know what some of you are thinking. Becoming an electrician isn't a side hustle. Fair point. But adjacent work in your local area absolutely is. Appliance repair, handyman services, home automation installation, property management, local tutoring, specialized services. The creator economy fits here too, but only if you own the audience. Substack passed 5 million paid subscriptions with about $450 million in annual writer revenue. Patreon has paid out over $10 billion to creators and currently processes around $2 billion annually. The top 10 Substack creators alone make $40 million per year. That's the ceiling. The floor is real too. Only 4% of creators earn over $100,000 annually. Half make under $15,000. So the creator economy is AI-resistant only if you treat it like a business and build genuine direct relationships, not if you treat it like a content factory. So how do you know which category your side hustle is in? 2 questions. 1. Can a well-prompted AI do roughly 70% of this work in under 5 minutes? If yes, you're in the AI-vulnerable category. The clock is running. 2. Does the client pay primarily for the output or for your judgment, your relationship, or your physical presence? If they're paying for output, you're in trouble. If they're paying for the other 3, you have a moat. Apply those 2 questions honestly to whatever side income you're working on right now. The answer tells you which of the 3 categories you're actually in. And here's the part that most people skip. Being in the wrong category isn't a moral failure. It's a signal to pivot. Regardless of which category you're in, 3 moves apply this week. Move 1. Audit your current side income honestly using the 2-question test. Don't rationalize. Don't say, but my clients love me. If AI can do it in 5 minutes, the rate decline is already moving toward you. Move 2. If you're AI vulnerable, pick one specific AI tool that does what you do and learn it deeply this month. Not to compete with it, to layer it underneath your work and become an AI-augmented version of yourself. The 40 to 60% rate premium is real. Move 3. If you're already AI-augmented or considering a pivot, look at one AI-resistant skill in your local market. You don't have to become a plumber, but the highest margin side income in 2026 isn't online. It's specialized, local, and harder to replicate than people realize. So where do you actually make extra money in 2026? By the data, the answer is clear. If you have technical skills, become AI-augmented. The premium is 40 to 60%. If you have time but limited specialized skills, look at AI-resistant work in your local market. If you have a real audience, build the creator economy version of your work where you own the relationship, not the platform. What doesn't work anymore is the 2022 playbook. Start a Fiverr gig, writing blog posts, sell logos for $20, transcribe audio. The math on those is moving in the wrong direction and accelerating. The side hustles that survive AI aren't the ones with the highest current income. They're the ones with the most defensible moat against an AI doing 70% of the work in 5 minutes. Next week, we're answering the bigger question underneath all of this. If career stability is breaking, housing math is broken, and most side hustles are dying, what skills are actually worth investing in for the next 10 years? We'll break down the career capital framework. Which skills compound, which skills decay, and which ones look valuable today but won't survive 2030. If you want that, hit subscribe so you don't miss it. In the description below, every source I cited today is linked. Bloomberg's Upwork analysis, the Imperial College London and Harvard Business School study, Jobbers.io's 2026 Freelance Rate Index, Upwork's first quarter 2026 investor report, the organization's science research on top performer impact, BLS employment projections, Patreon and Substack creator economy data. Check the work. See you next week.